The next fault is to go through various obstacles connected with our speech, such as reciting sutras or engaging into the performance of pujas for the sole respect, for the sole goal of gaining respect, to gain money or any specific retribution or service from the others. So if we decide to engage into an activity such as reciting the sutra or performing a puja for somebody, let's check carefully the motivation which is behind. For which reason are we engaging into this activity? What are we expecting eventually in return? Is our motivation correctly oriented for the sake of the beings that we want to perform the puja for? Or is there any hidden thoughts somewhere in our minds? We need to investigate properly. This applies as well whenever we find ourselves in a position of advising. Somebody comes and asks us advice. Of course, it is even more important when it is about Dharma advices, but it could apply for any type of advices. Why do we answer and how we answer? What is our motivation? What is our goal when giving this or that answer for a requested question? All in all, these first mistakes and faults explained are connected with how we do or we do not observe correctly our minds in every type of circumstances. So as the text points it out, it is a bigger mistake when it is connected with a Dharma text or Dharma topic, but definitely we can extend this to our everyday life. What is happening within our own mind most of the day? If we do not apply this awareness, then very quickly the mind goes off the track, of the path that we would like our minds to be. Very quickly our thoughts will multiply, and do not multiply usually in the positive field, but jump from useless to eventually harmful thoughts. So it is important to have this constant awareness. Not having the proper focus on the mind, we might find ourselves at the bottom of the slope trying to stop a big, huge snowball, which is very difficult and with which usually we get carried away. So at the very beginning of any emerging negative thought, disturbing thought, we have to point it and we have to analyze it and let it go, let it to dissolve. Attention does not mean tension. This is an important point also to catch, because it's not because we observe the mind as often as possible, it's not because we try to be aware of what we are thinking, that we have to be tensed over this watching process. I often meet some people who do this confusion, and then they get headache or they get tensed because of that. To get attentive over the mind is a peaceful process. It's not something that requires to be like in alert that some terrible things will happen to ones, right? It is just observing what is going on the mind.